All right, we're live on YouTube. So, Alondra, since so not online, well, when you're not at school, but hopefully feeling better from the headache, recovering from your headache. So, right now, I'm gonna try to power the computer, and like I promised yesterday, I was gonna show you the CPU that's inside this computer. Well, it'll give you more information about it. So, if only I understand. Right. Right now, we just removed the tempered glass cover. Now we can see all the interior parts. As you see, everything's um, the way it was yesterday, and it's functioning because Mr. Presley used it for his schoolwork. And that just make draining all the power before I actually use the computer. Well, tear down the computer. But right now, time to actually tear down the computer into parts. First things first. I must wear. I must. I could do any sort of thing, but good thing. Now, I'm just gonna borrow some papers. Oh, so let's get the building. Crap. This is a little awkward for me holding, but I'll try my best. So, all right, let's do this. Oh, and also I bought thermal paste just for this purpose. I'm actually showing yours the CPU. All right, let's get started. So, as we left out yesterday, um, software we took out was the GPU and the RAM, and now, well, today we're gonna take the GPU and the RAM as well, but well, as well as the CPU, and remove the CPU and actually show you what the CPU looks like. But I could go even further and tear down the motherboard or remove the motherboard from the case, probably the radiator as well, probably the storage. I'm not sure about the storage, but I'll get to when that comes. But yeah, how are we going to move? Eh, no. All right. So first things first, we're gonna ground ourselves. So now I could remove it. Right. I apologize because I have no stands, so I might have to put the camera down a couple times, but that shouldn't be a problem. My purpose is to actually show you the parts. Uh, it's a little awkward for me to work, but name of education. Setting the screws apart so I can tell the difference. Well, right now I'm removing the GPU from the motherboard. So disconnect the power. It's removed. All right, there we are. The GPU is now removed from the motherboard. And there it is. The GPU did. Oh, sorry about that. It was just reconnecting. Next, just get all the parts built. So, all right. And there we are. RAM is removed from the motherboard. So that's how it looks so far. So far, so good. Now, before I do anything, I'm gonna disconnect the cables. Just, just bear with me. I'm gonna connect every single cable. First, the SATA cable. And there's the SATA cable. So, see it? This is one of the SATA cables. Actually, there's two SATA cables. One SATA connect. So, well, time. Right. Now, two cables, SATA cables, to remove the CPU power unit. So this, I think this is an 8-pin. I think it's an 8-pin. 8-pin connect. Yeah. So it's a dual 4-pin, so but still. Alright, next I'm gonna disconnect 24 power pin. This actually provides the main power to the motherboard. It's important to move just lightly. Alright, that's a little difficult, so I'm gonna have to put the camera down to actually give me some more leverage. Be right back. There we go. There we go. Now it's removed. So these cables, I can remove them. Place. So successfully detached. Now, the moment of truth. Remove from the sitting on top on CPU. So get my Phillips head. Go slowly. Slowly remove. Slowly. Notice how I'm doing it. Like, well, it's best to do it this way because you don't want the tension to relieve too fast. Also, but it's basically the same thing when you're tying it. You don't want to put a lot of pressure on it, so just go. A lot of people do crisscross, but right now, so it doesn't matter this much. But it does matter when you're actually installing it. So you don't want to put too much strain onto the CPU or the motherboard. So that should do it. Before you do anything, before you make sure that this actually disconnect this power to the pump. Since that is connected, I can let's see I can remove the no. Guess I need to twist it a little more. This one needs to. Oops. Right. Guess I had to unscrew it by hand. Oops. Unscrew by hand. Looks like must be the most effective way. There. Now I can actually remove. And there it is. The powerhouse of the computer. There it is. It's in the inch sheet. Now. Oof. It looks beautiful. All right. Time to actually remove it. So I had to be really careful. remove this lever action, and then I could safely remove it. Look at this. Successfully removed. I bet one of your classmates are probably excited for this. Let me set that down. I could. Reason why I could do this is just there's actually a term why I could actually set this. Like, it's not gonna do any damage like this to the CPU, but yeah, but I don't have a place to set it on, so you know, gonna put this back. That locks it. So time to actually remove it. Okay. Before I can actually remove other components, I'm gonna detach all the extra wiring that's in the computer. Okay, I'm gonna detach these. Okay, make sure I put them in a safe location, so that way I know where to look for and don't have trouble reinstalling every single component again. Alright. Now I remove every single component. Well, the cables from the motherboard. One tough little sucker. Right, that's one cable out. That's another. Damn, that's one tough. Okay. Power reset cable out. All right. Damn. Yeah. That's one tough cable. Right. Go. There. Oh, looks like all the cables are disconnected from the motherboard. Now I can set it up straight, and I could remove the back plate to actually see. Oh, yeah. I think I'm gonna do that. So. Right. Alright, so, oh, and the thing about this is a backplate on the motherboard. This reinforces, basically, provides reinforcement to. So, it's important because you don't want all the stress to be relying on the motherboard. You need some kind of reinforcement. So, yeah. Now Now after I do that, I could just lay it down, and probably the next thing I should do is probably remove the radiator. Although I guess I should have done that before, but hey, it's my first time doing a YouTube video regarding to disassembling parts of the computer. I usually just build it, but this is for educational purposes. So gonna set the phone down again. Alright. Wow, that's dusty. Dusty. Guess Mr. Presley has not been taking care of his computer. That's nasty. Nasty. Set it there. And well, to actually remove the radiator, we need to remove these 4 screws. So let's get to remove them. All right, gonna put the phone down. Now to remove the 4 screws to remove the radiator. That's 1. That's 2. Three. And last one, 4. Now that's all 4 screws are removed. Now I can remove the radiator from the case. On it, here's the power for the pump, and here it is. Right. Turn down for a moment. All right. So now we have the radiator. This is the two already removed. That's has a TDP of 65, so it should be more than enough to actually cool the CPU. So now we have removed the GPU, the radiator. Now the next thing I'm going to do is remove the storage part. First things first. These are cables that they need to be removed. Power supply and the SATA connected, they have to be removed in order for me to actually remove the case. Because the damage in the supply, power cable removed, and the SATA connector removed. Okay. All right. Next thing I'll do is to actually, well, this isn't all of one. There's 2 cables. There's 2 screws right here, and there's 4 on the bottom. So I have to remove all 6 of them to actually remove this hitch. So there's 1, 2, 2. Here's screw number 3. Here's screw number 4. Now, since I already got the bottom ones, it's time to move the housing of the 2 screws that are low. So I'm gonna do that. Bear for me again. So there's 1. And time for the last screw. Last screw. And that's all 6. Now I can finally remove the storage housing. So, and Bada boom. There it is. Oh, connect it on the way, and boom. Here we are. This is the storage housing. So this is the hard drive, and right on top is the SSD. So, so Alondra, boost it. This is where the operating system is, and this is where Presley keeps all his files. So the boot disk, that's one of your terms. So the boot disk, because it has the operating partition, operating system. So this is the boot disk. So I'm pretty sure you got that. Remember, boot disk. And this is Presley's file storage. So also he has games in it. So all right. So I guess I can move this because this is pretty useless. Oh, um, all right. Put those out of the way. Now I'm gonna move the big boy. Well, not the big boy, but the one of the main components of the computer, the motherboard. So, can move every single cables. It's a mess. So, see. All right. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 screws that I have to remove in order to actually remove the motherboard. So, as I said before, I'm gonna put the camera down before I actually do anything because I don't want to actually lose any of the screws because that's a big problem. But yeah, so I'm gonna do that right away. So the phone. Grab myself. Time to remove the 6 screws. Poopy. Poopy. Oh. Okay. So I ran into a little bit of an issue. I, I can't exactly remove the motherboard away from the because unfortunately this screwdriver is kind of too big for me to actually leverage, and I don't want to damage any of the sockets. Well, these well the RAM connectors. So it's gonna be awkward, but I'll try to find a way. But most likely I won't. This is a little bit challenging because I don't have enough space and I don't have a smaller screwdriver. So that's unfortunate. But the main purpose of it to actually tear down the computer. I'm not gonna remove the power supply because cable management will be because I have to do the cable management again if I actually remove the power supply from the case. But I will tell you this that if I supposedly remove the motherboard, well, remove the screws from the motherboard, the way I actually remove is like first gonna have it tilted at a certain degree, then you actually pull. Then you pull. You don't want to just yank it like towards you. You want to tilt it to another, at least to about 30 degrees or so. It could be 20, but lift it like 30 degrees and slowly pull it towards the front of the case, assuming that you have this type of case, because there's some cases that the motherboard is actually flipped, or on the sides, but general. So this is how it looks like. So there we go. Well, Alondra, well, this is it for now. Of which you could here see the entire process, like 30 minutes, and then it should be another 30 minutes.
You stole my computer. Baylor.
Don't listen to them, Alondra.
Let's see if it has.
Alcohol wipes works, that's fine. Because I needed to clean the CPU.
Yeah, water and alcohol. It is. See if they're still dry. One or two.
Just one.
Okay. It says ingredients: water, alcohol 40, benzoconium chloride, and propylene glycol. I don't know. I think those are preservatives.
Probably.
Propylene glycol, I think, sounds like a preservative. I don't know, but
Is it tissues?
uh,
I need tissues.
You are welcome.
Fernanda, is that a tissue box?
Yes.
does it have tissue?
Well, I mean, we have.
It has.
It might have more.
Isn't there one in there?
Hmm. Oh,
The only thing I'm good at is
Like you're good at everything.
I'm only good at math.
where's your first aid kit?
Oh, I do. I might. I think I might. Over there. Go check it. Here. Max should be doing assignments.
Do you know who is Pancho?
Pancho?
Yes.
Who? In here? Like one of your classmates or who Pancho?
The person who works for the church.
Oh no, I don't know who Pancho is. I have burn cream.
He works at Taco. And he always wears the Pancho.
No, I don't know who that is. Alcohol. Did you hurt yourself?
No.
Alcohol cleaning wipes.
Actually, this is prep time. Where's the clean wipes? I can need one. Yes. This is what I need. Thank you, Miss Coral. Say thank you, Alondra. I support alcohol. Yes.
Wait, you can do the other one. There's two things.
See? All right. Now I got you clean tissues.
Questions, do I have to work on them? I'm not doing this one. Get me ready.
Are they finished with their exam or quiz? Almost. Got them. I can actually rebuild the CPU. I mean, well, show you to properly clean the CPU. So there's a student now.
Oh, great.
Oh, perfect. Now I can stay here.
Wait, so what do I do? Just go back?
You can come with me. You're just gonna hold.
Hurt my knitting.
You're gonna hold because I'm gonna show Alondra how to properly.
Oh, it's cool.
So, Alondra, I basically took. I have your sister Andrea to actually hold the camera while I talk.
How's it
Hey.
going?
Pretty good. So right now, this is the CPU. So it's pretty dirty because I actually was been in use for like since July. So this will be the first maintenance of it. So see, here's the gold pins. That's actually real gold. So, but you can see how I'm holding it because I'm not actually holding it by the pins. Because if I do, that's actually basically break the CPU. So see, I'm holding it out by the sides. I never want to hold it like this. So always hold it by the sides. As you're cleaning, well, but when you want to set it down, you could place it like this, because like that, I'm pretty sure we're familiar with surface tension. So nothing's gonna happen to it. So now, since I got a isopropyl alcohol, I'll get there. Now, this is 70% alcohol, but I recommend getting a 90% alcohol because it's mostly alcohol, not water. But this will work just fine. Now, hold it. Now to actually clean it, I just gently wipe it. Gently. Just gently. You can see how it's being removed slowly.
I tried.
You don't have to put a lot of force, so just in circular motion, just clean. And then you can see how thermal paste is actually being removed. But if you want to do more cycles, you could just get a tissue, and just wipe it down. See, just wipe it. So just clean it all around. Just make sure none of the thermal paste does not contact gold contacts. So And because I put so I'm gonna clean it a little bit more using more remaining of the alcohol. Nice and clean. Now I'll get a napkin again and just gently wipe it. Just gently wipe it. And notice that I'm not touching gold pins. I literally have my fingers on the sides. So now I have a relatively clean CPU. Now, I'm pretty sure. Miss Martha,
Yeah.
would you like to hold the CPU? Have you actually hold the CPU?
What exactly does the CPU stand for?
Central Processing Unit.
No way. How much gigabytes is this?
Huh?
What's the memory?
Oh, well,
It's-
the specs of it. This is a Ryzen, AMD Ryzen 5 2600. Has base clock, I think, 2 point something. Has a turbo boost up to. I don't remember exactly, but it's a pretty decent spec processor. Has a really relatively good value. But also,
I
do not touch the gold pins because they're easily bendable.
oh then no, I don't want
Always
to
touch it from the sides.
the edge.
Always touch it from the sides.
Okay. It's heavy. Feels a little heavy.
Mhm.
Cool. It's heavy for that little thing.
And right now it costs. If you look at Amazon, it costs around $230.
Okay.
Those contacts are actually real gold, so
Oh. No wonder. Why? Because they conduct better.
they're just one of the good conductors. So,
Neat. Little.
just make sure there's no bend.
Neat.
Now, I'm gonna put this aside. Now I'm gonna wash my hands because I have thermal paste because that thing's sticky. So I think I saw hand sanitizer.
Yeah.
Okay, you. What's wrong? What's wrong? Here.
And then we just zoomed into Jamin Hella.
Like this? Oh, there she is. Where'd she go?
We're using this contour.
Here. Ah!
Mr. Presley, I'll
Ready?
take over.
She's gonna be watching it and like, what the hell? What the hell's wrong with that?
Ready? Ah, it didn't work.
Oh, the zooming in thing?
Yeah. Ready? Ah, too fast. Oops.
Yes.
Oh, I did it a little bit. Okay, goodbye, guys. All right. It went down your belly?
I went through her system real quick. Her too over there. Oh, look, 4 left, 36. They got to figure. Oh, 18. There you go.
What's that mean?
Okay.
Less than 18. We didn't change this one.
That's
We
how
were
many things
changing
I
this,
could
we
do.
didn't
Okay.
change
We didn't even have.
We can just start.
Can I have? Okay, that's funny.
We have to say.
You guys done over there? You done with her?
Hmm?
You done with her help?
Yeah.
Alright. You can send Martha back.
I'll go back
Ms. Fernandez.
in 30 more minutes.
Can you do the next test?
All right, Alondra. So all these components are out, and now I'm ready to reinstall all the components that I just took out. Oh crap!
See.
All right. So first and most part. Oh, that reminds me. Before I do anything, I should clean this. And this, because you don't want. Alright. Oh man. Guess I'll use this. Actually. Yeah, I'll use this. Okay. Right. Can you see it? Yeah. So I'm gonna clean this copper plate with remaining isopropyl alcohol that this little wipey has. See? Nice and clean. See how easy that comes off? Really clean. So now circular motions, nice and slow. And there, it's nice. Now the thermal paste is now removed from this copper plate. Now I just need to wipe it clean. Now where is that? Tissue box. All right, Alondra, I'm back now to actually wipe it clean. So, right, circular motion, circular motion, circular motion. Slowly, oh, see, it's actually getting the thermal grease out. So, look at that shine, nice and clean, nice and clean. So, well, guess I could. Yeah. That's beautiful. All right. Now that we have the copper plate clean, all right. All right, Alondra, let's get this started. So, all right. To actually, well, first and most for, I have to install the 6 screws that remove the motherboard because ideally, since I already removed the motherboard, if I were to remove the motherboard, I would have to reinstall it. But in this case, because the little issue, remember I told you that the screwdriver that I have can't really fit here, so I'm kind of stuck. So I wanted to show you the motherboard, what it looks like outside, but unfortunately, that's not gonna happen today. Maybe some other time, or when we. Although maybe we could build like maybe next year, next year, maybe next year we'll actually buy parts to actually assemble it like from scratch. But ideally, But right now this is sufficient with it. And I'll be right back because I have no assistant no more because I have to send your sister back so she could do her work. I'm gonna be right back. So. Just bear with me, Alondra, as I reinstall the screws. All right, that's one of the screws down. Well, technically it's both one, but remember the screw. All right. So I'm about to install the third screw.
Busy day?
Great.
Yeah, that's right.
Well, it was better than yesterday, I know.
Oh, really?
So install the third screw. Now about to install the fourth screw. Now the fifth screw. The fifth screw. Remember, when installing the screws onto the motherboard, you don't want to apply too much force because otherwise they'll start to bend. So you don't want that. So gently, just gently, if you can, screw it by hand, but if not, that's okay. So just gently screw it around, just enough tightly to actually get a grip. Now you can finally tighten the motherboard just at the point where barely where there's barely like when there's resistance to your twisting. So just barely. You don't have to tighten too much. So like I said, just barely when it starts to resist. Right there. Now the motherboard is safe and secured. Now we can actually install the CPU. All right. So this is like one of the most important, crucial things. You don't want to mess this up. So I actually installed the CPU properly. We want to install it properly. Actually, ruin the pins. So we want to place it properly. So I'm looking for a triangle. So first, we lift this lever up. Now, to actually place the CPU on, we're gonna have to match this triangle with the triangle that's on the socket. But I'm trying to locate where is the triangle. Because when you actually plug it in, it just fits. You don't have to put any force on it. So oh. So right there, you can see that's where the little triangle is at. I don't know if you can see it, but there's an indent where it says the triangle right here. I don't know if you can see it. I'll try my best to actually zoom in towards it. Can you see the triangle? Yeah. There is the indent of the triangle, and that's where the two triangles meet. So this is the layout. See that gold contact? I mean, here it is. See the gold triangle? That matches with this triangle indented onto the socket. So now we take the CPU. Now we place it into the socket. Remember, it should just fit nice and neat. There. Now, to actually no, did not move. So it didn't move, so that means the CPU is properly seated. Now we could lock the CPU in place, and now it's locked. Now the CPU is successfully installed into the motherboard. AMD uses the socket AM4. You're mostly common on. They use this type of sockets usually with Intel's. It's a little different, but I think this is a. I don't remember the exact name of it, but I'll do more research on it. So, yeah. So now the next thing. All right. So do this. All right. Time to put the back plate. Actually, here's the back plate. So lift this, and put the back plate here. So I'm gonna get one of these screws to actually secure in place so that I don't have to remove it. I'll get another one. So cross from it. So all right. Now the back plate is successfully installed. Now I'm gonna do the rest on this side, this end of the case. I have 2 screws, and now I could add these components back. Onto the motherboard, knowing that the back plate won't just fall off. Now just gently screw it on. Just gently screw it on, and just enough where there's a little bit of resistance. You don't want to put too much pressure onto the motherboard, so just enough where it starts to barely resist. Just enough. Alright, that should be good. Well, next we could install the RAM. We can install the RAM. But right now, we can install it right now. So, okay, Landra, remember where you actually performed this? Remember how we did the trick, long and short? Also, if you're wondering why I'm putting on the brake part, there's a reason why I do this, because this is actually considered dual channel. If I put it on the black, that's more single channel, and so reason I'll explain to you after, because I don't have time for that for today. But I will explain it to you, so later on. It clicked. Now it clicked. So same thing for the other one.
So storage, but do kids come in here and do projects?
Well, sometimes when they do something.
Clicked.
Oh, yeah, and you also have
Sorry.
okay. So
So
you need funds for.
it clicked. So RAM successfully installed.
And so this
So-
would, do you have an idea of what you want in here,
Yep.
like specifically?
So yes, either or yeah.
We use
That's
the
last
lab, what do you
Laboratory, like for the kids in the science projects.
laboratory,
Yeah.
got it, okay, so like to do, chemistry or something like that.
The next thing we do
Science, so it's
is
STEM.
probably
Yeah.
I guess I could do the cables. Install the cables now. So that's what I'll do. Let's see, I can place this at an angle where. Right. Sorry about that, Alondra, but right. So that's cables. Okay, what is this? USB cable. So where's the USB panel? Right. So can you see that? So that's one of the USBs. So this is the HD audio. Now where's this? So, oh. So this audio, so it goes all the way towards the end. So yeah, these. So now we're gonna install these to the correct. And so bear with me. So I'm gonna have to reset. And make sure I don't confuse the polarity of it, because otherwise it'll turn backwards. Well, backwards, I mean, instead of power on, it will reset, and instead of reset, it will power on. So you don't want that, because it'll confuse some people. So it goes right there. This is positive, so positive goes to positive, negative goes to negative. So now for the power LED negative. And that should just fit nicely. There we go. There. All right. So that's the taken care of. Now we can put the 24-pin connector onto here. This 24-pin connector, we'll put it here. Make sure it's nice and secure. This is the CPU, or yeah, this is CPU power connector. So we want this to power the CPU. See, CPU, connect the CPU power connector. This is the E-pin power connector. So we got installed. So got this one here. Pin connector. With me, I know my name is just kind of iffy, but I'm doing my best. Plus, this is my first time actually performing the cluster. Okay, so this is the hard drive connector, so we just plug it in. Just save yourself some hassle. Just click in. And this is the SATA power. This is the SATA, so we just plug it in. This is the GPU power connector. So we'll save that for later, but right now, just for the CPU. This is for the SATA, and this is for the hard drive. So that's taken care of. Actually, yeah. So, right. So, got these cables. What is? I guess we go. Yeah. So we got these cables installed. Yes, we could install the storage drive right now. Yeah. Let's install that. Actually, after that we can actually install the radiator. After that, the grand finale of actually mounting the cooler onto the CPU. After that, we can power in and see if I didn't make any screw ups. The only way I can know that it doesn't perform any screw ups is that it turns on. So that's all for that. Right, so I'm gonna place it. So there you go. Guess I should have done this before, but previously I had to stay like That's not working. Wait, let me do this. Huh, I guess it works like that. All right. So now we install the storage. So now we install the storage. So it'll be much easier when I just connect the cables to it right now. So SATA connector connected. And power to the SATA. Guess I could do it after, but right now for sure I need to connect it to now for hard drive. So we see the power for the hard drive and the SATA connector that goes to the hard drive. I'm gonna grab it right there. Alright, so that's secure. Now I could just align it. As I previously had it aligned, and that should be good. So for now, so for now I have it passing right there. Now I have to screw it in, so that is secure. I guess you can see it. So right now, I'm not taking the screw it in place so it doesn't move. So I'm gonna line it. Okay. right. So. It. Notice that I did not tighten all the way because I want to line it perfectly. So let it go really. So I just want it to actually fit. Just having it secure in place because that's what you want. Okay, so. Now for the last one, this is always the tricky one. Last one's always the trickiest. Not bad, actually. Ow! Ow. So now we'll just tighten this. Tighten every single one. That's gonna be a little troublesome. Okay, that's time. So it's not gonna go anywhere. Not these two right here. So it really won't go anywhere. So that's tightened. And that's also tightened. Now, since we're here, now I could basically install the power for this. So yeah, for the SSD. Oops. Yes, I should have. Hi. All right. Okay, that went with ease, so that's good. So. Okay. Next thing we'll do is install the radiator. So there's the radiator. So I'm gonna get the radiator. This is whew. Now I think this is barely managed to fit me. But really careful. So. Now that I successfully managed to actually fit in it, now I got to screw it in. So to actually hold this, I have to take these 4 screws with the washer and find that. So I'm not gonna tighten it all the way, so I just want it to be a placeholder. So I just want it to be a placeholder. I don't like to tighten it all the way because I want to even tighten. So I'm gonna do the first 2 on the top. It's gonna be much easier. You could do the bottom too, but that's a little bit challenging because it's force of gravity holding it down. So you can tighten it just a little bit, not too much, because you want to have some room for the other two in the bottom. So now you can install it. Install it. Oops. Tie my hand. Also tie my hand. So that's my hand. Now I can actually screw it in tightly so it doesn't fall. Right. Radiator successfully installed. The radiator is successfully installed onto the computer. So you can test it by just lifting it. Put the case straight up. So it doesn't wobble. So it's safe and secure. Now I can put it back. Now we can do the moment we've been waiting for, installing the cooler onto the CPU. So now we can actually install the cooler onto the CPU. So first things first, get this thermal paste or thermal grease out of the casing. There we go. So here's the thermal grease or thermal paste, you can call it. So I got this thermal tape grease. So I got like $3 for it. So thermal grease is just pea size. You don't really need a lot. I can show you a demonstration right here. So just gently. That's pretty much all you need. So you don't need a lot. So this is just a demonstration. I just want to show you now to actually put it onto the CPU. So just this. Put it size. That's all you need. Just a little bit more. That's pretty much all you need. The amount of thermal paste you need. There, now the thermal paste is onto the CPU, and I can install the cooler. So now that installed, now I could take the thumb screws and tighten it up by hand first. So tie by hand. Tie by hand. No, it's live. So hand screws and tighten it. So these are thumb screws, but you tighten it by hand first. This is the most challenging one. Right. Just hand tighten. Hello.
Hello.
So.
What are you doing?
Huh?
What are you doing? Are you making a YouTube channel?
Well, I'm streaming right now.
Can I say hi?
Oh, do you know Alondra?
Who's Alondra?
One of the high school students
Yeah,
here.
I know her.
You can say hi.
Hi. Hello.
Hello.
How are you?
Dad's here.
Let me go and look at.
So. Right. Wish. Right. Just hand screw. Now I hear from resistance. Now I can actually tighten it with screwdriver. But when the way you do it with screwdriver, you want to cross tighten. So if I pick this side, I have to tighten this end. So after that, we go back to this end. When that's tightened, I have to tighten one across. Reason you want to do that is because you want to put even pressure across. So let's tighten it. Let's tighten. Now the CPU cooler is successfully installed. So now we can just install this. There's a water pump. Power to the water pump, I mean. Can't you see it? Ooh, I wonder if I can. There. And that's installed successfully. So everything's all good. So here's. All right. So the very last thing I had to be. So. Okay, remember, never hold down the PCB. So line it correctly. Line it correctly. So. That's it. Now I could just plug it back in. There. They're nice and secure. Now we can actually secure it with these two screws. Screws. And that's safely secured. So after that, now I put the power connectors for the GPU, and that's the 6-pin power connector. Now, right, now that's connected. So now I can actually connect these fan headers. So it doesn't matter which. So you just have to provide power to the fans, because you need to have and also the LEDs of fans. So. Gonna put a little cable management to make it sound nice. I had to keep this as much as possible. So that's one of the fans, and this is the other fan. So now this fan. So there we go. Now we have successfully reassembled now let's go to power connector and actually do a perform boot test.
Okay, when Romans. Huh?
do your work.
Confucian. Oh, this is the one that Isela was making fun of my kids for. Yep. I taught my kids about, well, technically history did, about a couple religions: Spaghettiism, Confucianism, and my kids were like all excited that they learned something new. And they told Isela, and Isela made fun of them.
Spaghetti. It's about the spaghetti monster.
Yeah, the spaghetti monster
We believe
god.
in the spaghetti monster.
Yeah,
We should make our own
And-
religion, you guys.
and in this one, her question asked
What's the
about
name of the
Confucianism.
religion? What's the name of
And
it?
Isela was making fun of them for talking about Confucianism, saying
Fernandezism?
they're making it up, and I'm lying to them, and blah blah blah.
Confucianism isn't making it up.
I know. That's what I'm
You
saying.
didn't know about Confucianism?
Oh yeah, because
It's still alive?
She even laughed at
No,
Evelyn
I
and
need
made her
to-
feel bad.
Well, I reassembled it.
Evelyn told her like something. They were talking about something. She's like,
Confucius was Chinese, wasn't it?
Yeah. Because Evelyn's favorite saying is, I'm Confucian. And then I was like, you know, that's a religion, Confucianism. She's like, really? She's all excited that she learned something, and then I told Isela.
and then
Actually,
she told me
I'll grab a desk so you don't have to move your
Confucian
stuff.
or whatever. She's like confused. She's like, yeah, it's a religion. And she's like, no. She starts laughing and she's laughing.
And Evelyn.
You know, they're
Yeah.
very wide
Huh?
and very
Yeah.
woman and
Religion.
Wait, what about the religion?
Do this one.
It's an old Chinese religion.
She just gave me the answer to this one, actually.
When I think of Confucianism, I think of.
Right?
Yeah, that's all I think about.
Technically, if you, what did she say after Confucian? She understood. This is technically, he actually gave her the answer. Like, Confucianism is a state philosophy in which country?
India?
I don't know.
Right.
To make the class laugh at a student. You know, second of all, you even know Confucianism.
Yeah, I do, yeah.
Shy.
But yeah, I thought that was funny. And you gave her the answer. Her first answer was Mongolia. And I was like, she literally.
That's it?
My name and last name.
I'll tell you his middle name.
I only know last name because Jenny gave it. It has an accent on the U in Spanish. No.
What?
What's the name?
How are you? Uriel.
Sepúlveda.
Sepulveda? How do you spell that?
Sepúlveda.
Sepulveda.
Have you heard of Sepúlveda Boulevard?
Huh?
Have you been to
The
LA?
way I spell it, I say
Oh, yeah.
Sepúlveda.
Huh?
Because
No, because there's a famous road called Sepúlveda Boulevard.
Really?
Are they?
Yeah.
Presley,
Starting at 9, I can come Thursdays.
you put out the wrong HDMI port.
I'm good for more than 3 Yes.
You're right.
So do you want me to come? I can come Thursdays.
That would be good.
All right.
We're gonna start. Well, I'm not sure, but
Hey,
I have to
the boots.
communicate tomorrow. Have a meeting with.
All right, Alondra. So we successfully booted, so that means I didn't screw up anything. So
Our
now we should get the Windows login. Yes,
see if they approve of my
Windows
plan.
login. So I didn't screw up anything.
I was
So
gonna split
we have successfully
to like
installed.
first on the
Disassembled and reassembled the computer.
on their math class.
So, although the one thing that triggers me is
And
the
then after the 4
LEDs are
weeks,
not
they're gonna
on.
do
So,
And on the next 4 weeks, I'm gonna work with specifically the.
but the
integrated math too.
the fans are on though.
But then they're gonna do English. So I kind of spread it out, where not everybody's doing math and English at the same time, and they're doing it separately. So I can work one-on-one with those
All
groups,
right.
and then it'll be better.
Now to make sure that it's
Hey, I wonder if, like, if you can ask, do you communicate with any of the people?
Yeah.
Or not?
now to actually test. Now I could just log
You know,
into.
the summer classes, like, when you
Yes.
have to make up the math. That was so she can make up the semester's
She's gonna make it up right now. I'm gonna make sure they do it.
math. Oh, she
So-
still has a
so-
chance to do it?
Yeah, so
She'll go up
that
to-
was another thing I'm gonna do. So, after I realize we're not gonna
Yeah.
pass them, I'll tell
Now
them to
just
do
make
what?
sure
Math.
everything connected. Just look at the.
And I'm gonna teach it to you myself.
Okay, 8 gigs of
Next
RAM.
semester
That's
when
good.
we have more time.
Right,
'Cause we lost a whole month this year, this semester.
yeah,
We
I
started late,
know,
so-
because it started late.
Yeah,
It always happens.
yeah.
Yeah,
Always.
always, and it's annoying.
Yeah,
Because you're
so
scrambling
All
to
right.
finish.
that's why I told them, I said,
That's
you know
just
what?
the fun they have on the every year.
Well, to be honest, no one's
So on the
watching.
bright side though, what I will be able to do though is, since I'm teaching one-on-one.
I only had 2
since
subscribers.
I have the finals and the reviews,
Three
I will
now.
make sure they know.
No,
each
myself.
question, when I have the college.
Three now.
if I teach it.
He's
But I would never do that. It's just, there was like a
Yes,
lot
I
of
subscribe to
time.
myself.
For two, I didn't have no help.
Yes.
Right.
3 now.
Because every time, they only came at the
You have
end for
3
like
now.
the first month.
Oh, you found
We had a
it.
bunch of parents
Huh.
coming and helping, which was no benefit because we didn't have Odyssey.
Right.
And now that we have-
You subscribe
we
to-
have
you
nothing,
should
we had
subscribe.
nothing.
Yeah.
So we had no help,
I'll
we couldn't do
subscribe
anything.
5 more times.
It was like,
Wow.
I'll just Andreas gonna
oh yeah, content is great.
It's
Yeah.
great. How great was
That way I have double the
I used to do
amount.
that in college.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Because it explains it nicely step by step.
Although that's not.
You should subscribe to our
It's
channel.
the most.
Okay, what is it?
We have like
There's
wait,
so
wait,
The only bad thing about
how many
Content is they'll
subscribers
teach
do
you
we have? Like
basics.
20?
They don't teach
No.
you,
What?
like, the harder steps.
No, we have
They only
20.
teach
What? You have more than me?
Christine said
Which game?
Because this semester I tried, but there was like no time.
Okay.
Because they were a month late.
But that's
Doing
sorry about that. No time to end it. Well, what the YouTube crashed. So right now I'm just finishing. Well, like I said before, it finally the computer is able to run. But now to actually put the panels back on, then I